I'm JJ Perez. It's Jerry Briggs. This is the Inside Runner Sports UTSA football post-game wrap-up following the Roadrunners' 20-3 win over Rice Saturday night in Houston. Jerry, the Roadrunners just found a way to get it done tonight, didn't they?
They did. It was, really a tremendous defensive effort. They gave Rice next to nothing from running the ball, passing the ball. Rice could not do a thing against their defense tonight. Probably the best performance I think I've seen defensively of this team in any conference game that they have ever played. And so, really good show by the defense. At the same time, that offense got a lot of room for improvement.
The defense holds Rice to 3 points. I believe that ties a program record for lowest amount of points allowed. Like you just said on the offense, a ton of work still to do. Less than 200 yards of total offense. It sets I don't know that they keep those kind of records, but the lowest yardage total in a win since the first time against Houston, 260 plus in 2014. Jerry, what's wrong with this offense?
Well, it just looks like they're struggling to find an identity, and that's crazy to say, because here we are in week 6 of the season, and this is it's an offense that looked like it was trying to get a little bit better last week, but today they take another step back, and the quarterback comes out of the game in the second half, and here we go again. So they've got to put their heads together and try to get a cohesive plan for this second half, because they've got some tough teams coming up, and they cannot get it done playing offense this way.
Let's talk about the quarterback position a little. Coach Frank Wilson told us Cordell Grundy was not hurt. That was a coach's decision for him to come out. He just kind of struggled passing the ball today, and I don't know if he was just off, or he didn't have a lot of time. But I mean, that was kind of the catalyst of what happened to slow the offense. They just had no flow or no momentum in this game, Jerry.
I mean, I think Rice had something to do with it. Rice was playing well defensively. They stacked up the middle, and they defended well. He had some balls dropped on him early in the game, and it looked to me like that maybe got into his head a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know if he tried to force some throws after that.
Yep.
But it was just a tough night all the way around for Cordell, and so here we are back to the drawing board mid-season.
And it's strange because we saw a little more wrinkle in the offense. We saw a wildcat formate direct snaps. It looked like Greg was going to throw a pass on a reverse one time, and it looked like they were out to come out and do something different, but they just couldn't get it going at all.
Right. It's it's hard to figure, because like I say, they had some things going on last week. The passing game to Greg Campbell and Tyke looked good last week, and it was not there tonight. And you really do scratch your head. I know Coach Wilson is, and they've got a long day tomorrow to try to figure out how to get this thing cranked up. Louisiana Tech next week. That'll be really tough to win that ball game. Playing offense like this, just. It's going to be a tough week at practice for them. They're going to have to try to, figure something out. I don't know whether they. I can't see them pulling, Cordell at this point and trying to, put a new starter in this week. But they gotta try to get something figured out. I think the zone read running game has a chance to be really good with this. With the personnel that they have, and that's what's really hard to figure with Cordell and the backs that they have, that they can't get more out of that. I don't know. They're going to have to put their heads together and see what they can come up with.
It looked like B.J. Daniels was going to get it going today. He told us just now in post game that he's been banged up for a few weeks. So maybe that could be a bright spot going forward. But it's not all doom and gloom for the Roadrunners, Jerry. The defense was outstanding. You have a secondary that's banged up, down a few guys that have been critical. You're down Martell. You're down. I mean, Tedrick's banged up. He's playing Clayton in there. Johnson. You're down Clayton Johnson, a star. You're down 2 star, and they're still out there making play. I think this was probably one of the better, passing defensive games we've seen from the Roadrunners tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this Rice team has been moving the ball.
Yep.
On several the last 3 or 4 weeks in a row. They have put up pretty good numbers, and they were just totally shut down, taken out of it by a lot of guys that were coming in. Cassius Grady comes in,
Yep.
gets a pick, and takes it back.
How good has he been the last 2 weeks?
With it. He's been really good.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, the cornerbacks are starting to gel a little bit. They've got a little confidence now, and presumably Clayton's whatever's ailing Clayton is not serious, and they expect to have him back. So that'll be helpful, and they're going to have this defense going down the stretch, because you know what, they're just going to have a good solid defensive effort for each and every game the rest of the season if they want to try to get to 6 wins.
I asked Coach Wilson in post game what they have to do to get this offense going, and it didn't seem like he had there are no easy answers, are there, Jerry?
No. Some people have suggested that maybe they should look beyond the two quarterbacks that they have played so far. I don't know. I think that would be a pretty radical move for them to go to Bryce Rivers. But you know what? I think at this point you have to say that everything is probably on the table going into Sunday, and they're going to have to figure it out. It would be tough to make a switch like that going into a game like Louisiana Tech. But like you say, some things have got to change. For this offense, it was a struggle tonight. Just puts way too much pressure on that defense to leave them hanging like that so many times.
Jerry, let's take a step back. The Roadrunners start the season with 3 consecutive losses to some really tough Power Conference 5 teams. Now they come back with 3 wins against some opponents that are similar in skill set, and they haven't been pretty wins. They've been ugly the last 3 wins, but they've been wins. So you don't feel like UTSA is right at the ship so much because of the struggles of the offense, but here they are, 2-0 for the first time in Conference USA play in program history, 3-3, and very much in the mix of things with 2 critical games coming up.
Yeah, it's part of it I think is and it's something that we sort of forget to talk about occasionally, is that they are starting like 3 freshmen on that offensive line. That is, it's just not easy to play O-line in your first year out of high school. It just, no matter how good you are, Spencer and those guys are great athletes, and they're going to be good players. But it just takes time, like we've discussed before. It takes time to get that chemistry, and all over the field. Actually, there's so many young players in their starting in their first year, playing expanded roles from last year. It's just going to take the growth period may just take a little while longer than we thought it would. Well,
that'll wrap it up here from Houston and Rice Stadium. UTSA beats Rice 20-3. The Roadrunners win their 3rd straight game. Keep it tuned to Inside Runner Sports for post-game wrap. You ready to go home, Jerry?
Let's go.
Let's get out of here. See you guys.